Okay, so now we're getting into some new territory. This video is about augmented sixth chords. Now, what we're going to do is a very practical on the keyboard version of this, and then we will go to writing them out on staff paper. What I want you to do is to learn to play them so that you can learn what they sound like. Once you learn what they sound like, it'll be so obvious where they are in music that they'll be easy to work with. So the first thing you do is you make a minor seventh somewhere. I don't care where it is. Make a minor seventh. How about that one? There's a minor seventh, right? That would be the minor seventh that would belong to this chord. Sol, ti, re, fa. And that would be in the key of, yes, E minor. Or maybe E major. But what we're going to do is we're going to take that minor seventh and reinterpret it as an augmented sixth. Let's not worry about how it's spelled right now. Just trust me, it is also an augmented sixth. Now, the augmented sixth resolves outward by step. And it does that. Sit there and play that at the piano. If I did another minor seventh, but interpret it as an augmented sixth, this is how it resolves. Here's another one. Looks like it's in the key of C major, but when it resolves as an augmented sixth, it does that. So the augmented sixth always goes in the opposite direction you're expecting a minor seventh to move. Now let's go back to this one. I'll tell you what, let's go to this one. That's a good one, because this one, where does that go? We're actually in the key of C, because that motion is always going to be to the dominant. All right, so it's a chord that leads us to the 5 chord. Now, those are not the only 2 notes that are in the augmented sixth chord. The augmented sixth. So what you have to do is find a minor seventh, call it an augmented sixth, understand where it resolves, and then figure out what key you're in. So if it does this, we're in the key of C. The other note that you start with is that note, which is the tonic of whatever key we're going to. And all you do, this is the Italian version. It's only got 3 notes. It's called the Italian 6-3, which means it's only got 3 notes in it. 6-3 is a designation for a chord that has 3 notes, a triad in first inversion. So that's how it resolves. Now, if I wanted to take those very same 3 notes and make it a German, then I make it into a dominant 7th chord. Now, by the way, you can see that this is like an A-flat dominant 7th without the 5th. But now I'm going to put the 5th in. Now, if I do that, going directly to the 5 chord, I have parallel 5ths. I don't want that. So the simple way to solve that is to go to a cadential 6-4 chord. And that's the way those will always resolve. German augmented sixth will always go to the... And what's kind of helpful there is the only notes that move are the ones that resolve the augmented sixth, and then the other ones move. Let's try that in a different key. How about this key? There's our augmented sixth. That's going to resolve like this. And what key am I in? Well, this always goes to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's the other note I need. There's the Italian version, directly to the E major chord, which is the 5 of A. There's the added note that turns it into a dominant 7th sound. It's not a dominant 7th because it's an augmented 6th chord. Then I resolve those notes. Now, the only thing you've got to do, in case you've got this going to a major key, which is also possible, then this has to go up to the C sharp so that it can be part of the cadential 6-4 that's in A major. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to resolve some augmented sixth chords, take 2 notes that look like they're a minor 7th and sound like they're a minor 7th, but turn it into a dominant seventh chord that goes like that, and then resolves. Take another dominant seventh. I'll do a few more. It's a chord that leads to the fifth scale degree. That's the thing. It leads to the fifth scale degree by a semitone above and a semitone below. That's what you have to remember. Okay, practice those.